Hi, I'm Dan Gable with Shore Murphy and Associates of Casey, and this is another episode of Big Agent in a Small Town. In this episode, I'm going to discuss employment practices liability insurance coverage and why I think it's something really important for small business owners. So first, what is employment practices liability? So the kind of claims that would be covered under an employment practices liability policy would be things like employee claims of wrongful termination and breach of employment contract, discrimination or harassment, and retaliation, those kind of things. So one thing that you might even see on your current insurance policy, or something that's gotten a lot more common with carriers now, is a lot of carriers are offering an option to add on to your business owners or commercial package policy along with your general liability. Normally a sublimit of like $100,000 for employment practices liability. The coverage is becoming more available that way. It's one of those things of that coverage is obviously better than nothing, but it's often not going to be sufficient for a small business. And there's often the need to look at having a standalone employment practices liability policy rather than just having it be a part of your commercial package or business owner's policy. Some of the benefits of a standalone employment practices liability policy, the first is going to be higher limits. So whereas a lot of times the included coverage is going to be 100 or 250,000 on a package policy or business owner's policy. You can look at 500,000 or $1 million coverage on a standalone policy. So that's one thing that I do highly recommend. And another thing too, from a coverage limit perspective, is often that 500,000 or $1 million limit will also include where defense and cost coverages are outside the policy limit rather than inside. So that provides a lot of extra coverage as well too if the legal costs aren't included in that policy limit. Another big pro of a standalone policy is you can purchase what's called third-party coverage, and third-party coverage would be exactly what it says it is. If a third party, whether it's a customer or a vendor or someone claims that you or one of your employees accuse them of harassment and discrimination and some along those lines, then you have the third party coverage to address that situation. Another thing too with the standalone policy is more and more policies are including a sublimit for extra coverages too. Things we see a lot is $100,000 coverage for what's called wage and hour claims. So if you have an employee claim that you didn't pay overtime when you should have those kind of claims, you can have defense costs up to $100,000 for those. Some also cover incidents of workplace violence as well too. So you can get some of those extra coverages included in the standalone policy. What I think is even the most important feature of a standalone policy for small businesses is most policies are going to give you access to an HR helpline. So you can actually talk to an employment law expert on questions of if you have a problem employee that you need to terminate, what are the steps you need to take to make sure that you're doing it correctly, or if you want to work on an employee manual and you have questions about that. During COVID, if you had questions on that, you can talk to an employment law expert, because obviously as a small business, as a small business owner, I wish that I had an HR department, but unfortunately it's not a luxury that we get to have with small businesses. So that's a big help as well too with that. The coverage you need with employment practices definitely varies with your business. So if you would like to look at something custom to your business, please reach out to me by phone or text at 217-932-2267 or by email at Dan, D-A-N, at shoremurphycasey, SHOREMURPHYCASEY.com. Please like this video and subscribe to our Shore Murphy & Associates of KZ YouTube channel. Thank you.